So, I know I haven't been posting. I guess it's just been busy. I don't have a whole lot of good excuses. Work. I worked Thanksgiving and then I worked Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It is Tuesday. I actually just got back a little while ago from getting back injections. So if I look kind of out of it, it's because I was given some nice meds. But I know I haven't been posting and I feel really bad about that. I don't have any clue what day it is on my challenge. My challenge has kind of just turned into healthier eating and eating more whole foods. I did have a smoothie yesterday for lunch. I just couldn't finish it though. I got about 2/3 of it done though. Eating lots of vegetables, some fruits, proteins. Of course, my protein shakes I still have daily. I'm trying to make sure I get enough calories in. I don't believe I had enough yesterday, but we're getting there. The biggest thing for me is that I have to learn that a meal doesn't have to be meat and vegetable. Like, a meal can be a cheese stick and some of the yogurt with pineapple. And that's fine. Or an apple with peanut butter. It doesn't have to be a huge meal. And I'm getting there. I am. So, just a lot of retraining of the brain. I have not had any sugar. I have been staying away from all added sugars. Like I said, I was in Nashville and did have some of that naan Indian food. It's like a Indian flatbread. And I don't know if that's what made me upset to my stomach or the spicy chicken. I'm not sure. Since then, the only other bread type thing I've had was a chapati, because I made chapatis for Ben and I did have one. It didn't seem to upset my stomach. So, we'll see. I tried to make it with an almond flour one time, and it did not work out at all. It was like more of an almond type rice is how it ended up, which it was still fine. I made it with stir fry, so just chicken and vegetables. So I decided to get into some more sugar addiction type things to talk about today, because that is really my biggest issue, and I think that's really just such a huge issue that so many people have and don't even realize that that is the problem, is that they're addicted to sugar. So I found an article on CNN Health. So I'm just going to read through that. I kind of skipped some of the, some of the things on it, but this is what the CNN Health says on sugar, or about sugar. So today, with convenience more important than ever in our food selections, it's almost impossible to come across processed and prepared foods that don't have added sugars, for flavor, preservation, or both. These added sugars are sneaky and unknown to us, and we've become hooked. That's true. Trying to find processed foods or boxed foods that don't have added sugar is really difficult. You have to really be watching all of your labels, and like just stupid things that you wouldn't think would have sugar and them have added sugar. So it's just a matter of really looking at your labels and reading the ingredients. So not just the nutrition of it, but also the ingredient list underneath it. The sugars hijack the brain's reward pathway and make users dependent. And we've talked a little bit about this in the past. But like drugs, sugar spikes dopamine release in the nucleus accumbens, Over the long term, regular sugar consumption actually changes the gene expression and availability of dopamine receptors in both the midbrain and the frontal cortex. Regular sugar consumption also inhibits the action of the dopamine transporter, a protein which pumps the dopamine out of the synapse and back into the neuron after firing. I know this is kind of more scientific, but it just proves that brain, the sugar in brain and all of that is just, it's not just, ooh, I'm gonna have a piece of candy because it tastes good. It can do so much damage over time. So in short, this means that repeated access to sugar over time leads to prolonged dopamine signaling, greater excitation of the brain's reward pathways, and a need for even more sugar to activate all the midbrain dopamine receptors like before. So the brain becomes tolerant to sugar, and more is needed to attain the same sugar high. So, having been away from sugar now for however long it's been, 5 weeks or so, I've lost track of my count, so probably 4.5 weeks, something like that. First of all, I've had a lot of taste changes. I don't really crave it anymore. I can stay away from it for the most part. The hardest part for me, oddly, is I had been getting in the habit of taking handfuls of cereal that I would be making Isaiah, my youngest, and just eating that, like, the sweet stuff, so like Cinnamon Toast Crunch and things like that. And that actually is still really hard for me. I pour a cereal and I just want to take a few and eat them. And so even after all this time, I'm still struggling with that. I have to say, though, honestly, I have not even looked. They still have that bag of Halloween candy up there. Still have not even looked in that bag. So that's huge for me. That's a big deal. So I know my brain is kind of rerouting itself, I think, healing from that addiction. But there's still other things that I'm addicted to. I want bread so bad. Like Thanksgiving, people had all these rolls. I was at work, so I didn't even go in to the break room much at all. Because there were desserts and bread and rolls and yummy food all over the place. So even after that, though, there's still been leftover rolls and stuff, and the bread, I find myself looking at it and just really craving it. So I don't know. I don't know if that will ever stop or if I'm just always gonna want to crave bread. But I'm still staying away from it. I'm trying. So, food addiction sucks, and it's something I will have to deal with my whole life. Even though things are tending to get better for the most part, as far as cravings go, it's still hard to be around foods that would be amazing and good, and just know that you can't handle it, you can't eat it. And here everyone else is just raving about this dessert that someone brings, and they're like, oh, you just have to try just a bite, and you have to say, I can't, because it won't just stop at a bite. I will want a whole bowl full. Anyway, so I guess, because I have no idea what day I am on this challenge of mine, but it's not even a challenge anymore. It's just going to be the way I have to eat. No added sugars, no candies, sweet stuff like that, no desserts, no bread. I was told to look up some keto breads, so I might try some of those. So we'll see. There's thankfully a lot of options out there now. I just haven't gone and looked and tried a whole lot other than that almond flour that didn't quite turn out right, but it worked. Anyway, so I hope everyone is doing okay. I'm sorry I haven't been posting much. I will try to get better at that. Life is just a little crazy at the moment, but it's a good crazy. So for the most part, yeah, I'll try to post some more, maybe tomorrow. If, like I said, if you have any ideas or anything you want me to look up and research and talk about, please feel free to leave me a comment. All right. So I hope you've had a good day. I am probably going to lay down and get a little bit of rest now, since I'm still a little bit groggy from my procedure this morning. So have a great day. Bye.